If you're anything like me, you get a version of your birthday where things go terribly wrong. An argument, refusal to change, and feeling some happiness over a distance through a phone screen. And then there's a version when you're actually surrounded by people who give a fuck about you. Let me tell you about both of mine. Recently it was my birthday and I had an actual good time. Last year though, things were different. This was back when I had moved out and lived in one of those buttfuck states that no one cares about with my ex and her mom. I had the day off. I thought it was going to be a good time. I knew what I wanted to do. The moment it hit midnight, me and my girlfriend get into an argument. It lasted about 3 hours, and I'm talking about shit being blamed for me for some of her bad behavior. And keep in mind, I never baited her to do anything. I never was the one who made her do like terrible shit. But she admitted that her behavior was wrong to act the way that she did, but refused to do anything to change it. Like, she recognized what was wrong, but never seemed to understand that recognition without action means nothing. Improvement for her meant validating the exact ideas that led her to the bad behavior, not challenging them. I'd propose something different to actually help, and she confidently would say, "That won't work for me, I prefer to do this." And her routine was clearly not working. So I could forgive the bad behavior, but her refusal to change it in a way that was productive is what I was fighting against at 3 a.m. on my birthday. And it followed a little bit when we got to bed, and in a bit in the morning when I finally dragged myself out of bed many hours later than I expected to on my birthday. And on top of that, like while I was laying in bed, like earlier before getting up, I got some passive aggressive shit from a coworker over some technicality, like this thing that technically everyone in the department was supposed to handle, but somehow it always lands on me. My supervisor is usually on his phone when he could easily step into. Normally that jab wouldn't hit that hard. But when you're already carrying a full load from a 3-hour argument, even small shit stings. When I got out of bed, I still felt terrible, but then not too long after getting up, I got a FaceTime call from my brother. I answered it and I saw my siblings and parents all gathered together to call me on my birthday. And I'm gonna be real, I was polarized. Happiness, sadness split down the middle. The happiness was real, seeing everyone gather together just for me, but the sadness was still sitting right there too. Both of these things were extreme. Let that shit out. I did tear up in the FaceTime call as they sang me happy birthday. Shit hit me in the feelings pretty hard. Then my brother went off to the side and asked how I was doing. I told him it sucked where I was, but I had a long argument. It did suck where I was for other reasons, but more over that for a different time. But it sucked. I already had a long argument with my now ex over stuff that I was willing to work through, but she wasn't willing to change. His response: "You guys argued on your birthday?" I just tell him, "Yeah, we did." On top of that, I took a day off and caught some shit that normally wouldn't even bother me, but when you're already having a terrible time, it stings enough to make a difference. I told him that I just wasn't happy. My situation sucked. My supervisor was a big factor in it being terrible, and I'm expected to carry most of the weight while other people are on their phones. My brother goes, "What's this guy like?" And look, no disrespect to anyone who served in the military. Serving does shit to you that most people will never understand, and I have genuine respect for that. But what I don't respect is when someone uses their pain as a license to make those around them miserable. Because trauma is valid, but it's not an excuse to behave like shit. So when I tell him, "Yeah, my supervisor is a former army guy. His wife cheated on him while he was serving. The divorce wrecked him. He's got 3 baby mamas. Drinks 4 monsters a day and barely drinks water. And when he gets angry enough, he'll say some racist shit or throw a hammer across the room." The pain he's carrying is real, but what does he do with it? Or whatever he does with it, that shit's on him. My brother's response: "Fuck that guy." We talk a little more, and then my brother points the phone at my niece, and at the time this little girl is 5. She has absolutely no idea what kind of day I'm having. She just shows up in front of the camera with pure love because that's all she knows how to do, and there's something about that kind of innocence that just fucking hits you real fucking hard. You know, they tell me they miss me to come visit in the summer for my cousin's wedding, and then we say our goodbyes. Now, the year before, I actually worked on my birthday, and that tells you that already is enough to explain some shit. But it wasn't that I liked the job, it still sucked. It was that things were stable enough that there was no potential for drama. Stability and drama and freeness of drama is enough to make a job worth showing up on your birthday, but this year I wasn't gonna risk running into some bullshit with my supervisor on a day I actually wanted to enjoy. So my then girlfriend still won't agree to make any changes, and eventually I just let the argument go. No resolution, not even agreeing to disagree. We just stopped talking about it. Later, soon after, her and her mom asked where I want to eat. I tell them we go to some restaurant. No booths available, and we're called to a table. I don't have a problem with that. Her mom immediately starts begging me to wait for a booth. She's a full-on booth supremacist. Every time we went out, it had to be a booth. And she keeps going the entire walk to our table, like insisting to wait for us, like, please, can we just come on, please. Like, come on, please. I really don't want to be outside of a booth. I really want to be like in a booth, you know? Like, I just like it. I like feeling a bit, bro, like, dude, this is at a packed restaurant. This goes on for like a full minute that felt like eternity in front of like a crap ton of other people. And I'm thinking, can anything go smoothly today without becoming some unnecessary effort? We order, food takes longer than usual, but I'm not tripping. It was busy. Food was good, and I got full, paid, and left. I played some video games when I got home. My now ex still told me happy birthday throughout the night, like she still cared for me, just to wake up the next day and go back to a job that's supposed to be better than it actually is. And a few weeks later, it was her birthday. I made sure she had a good time because I'm not gonna make someone suffer on a day of celebration over some stupid shit. There are moments for pettiness, that wasn't one of them. We broke up around like 3 months later. That is a whole like anime saga for another time. Now, this recent birthday was completely different. I got to celebrate with people who actually care about me. There was a party, lots of good food, people telling me happy birthday to my face, relatives, friends, all of it. The only quote-unquote bad part was the hangover the next day, and even then I was grateful to get yelled at by my sister to drink some water. Thanks, sis, and thanks for letting me crash at your spot. I felt unity, love, compassion, and legitimate celebration. And honestly, when it's your birthday, isn't that the minimum requirement? I wasn't asking for much. Good food, some drinks, and the people I love around me. No horse shit involved. I even got a happy birthday from some online friends that my best friend put me on. One of them, a Hispanic friend, sent videos of like happy birthday song but like in Spanish. And if you know, in Hispanic culture you get sung happy birthday by your whole family before you even get it out of bed. Whether you're a kid or an adult, or if you're not nearby, you get a phone call with it immediately getting sung to you. A lot of the times it being by multiple like relatives, like talking at the phone at once, or even better through FaceTime. It's not just a song, there's like another aspect behind it. I mean, I guess you can only really understand I guess you can only really understand it if you grew up with cultural traditions like that. So when I got home from my sister's, I played what my friend sent me, and after already having it sung to me the day before, before cutting the cake, I was alone, just coming down from the whole celebration, and this person, someone who I'd never met in real life, took the time to like send me that, show some sort of care. No obligation, they weren't asked to do that, just genuine, warm, fun, and coziness from someone who didn't have to give it. I cried. It was like the freaking cherry on top of the ice cream sundae. Not from sadness, just from like being on the receiving end of love I'd never even asked for. Like that really kind of wrapped it all together, like wrapped up the whole birthday experience all together. And that shit hits different when you're not expecting anything at all. That is a fat contrast that took a year to see. And I want to be clear, I'm not here to trash on my ex or her mom. My ex genuinely made me a better person in some ways. She got me to see things outside of my own experience, challenged me in ways that actually mattered. And her mom, we got along well. She would have been a cool mother-in-law, but I loved both of them, and I'm not gonna throw jabs at people I once cared deeply about just because things didn't work out. That's not what this is. But here's what I took from all of it. Your environment is tremendously influential. Not just the place, the people, like the difference between those two birthdays. Like, it wasn't the food or the plans, none of that. It was who was there and what they brought with them. One environment drained me the moment the day started. The other one actually made me feel pretty good. And so, celebrate in the right environment. Put in the effort to be around people who actually love you, and let yourself receive that love when it's there. You owe it to yourself, and you owe it to them too, because the people who genuinely care about you deserve to see you actually happy, not just going through the motions. You only get so many birthdays. Stop spending them in the wrong room. It's been your boy Bean Burrito. I upload regularly. Do what you want with that information. Don't work too hard. I'll try not to.